Today we're going to photograph dolphins. Here's our ocean wall. We've got our hawksbill turtle, humpback whale, tiger shark, manta. There's our great white, hammerhead shark, that's the one that bit my camera. And then of course southern stingray. But what's missing from this wall? Alright, you get the idea. Travel montage to the Bahamas, like, follow, subscribe. I really just wanted to put that music in the video somehow. Back to the script. If you think snorkeling is limited to a nice lazy swim with a few corals and tropical fish, think again. Today we're leaving our scuba tanks behind to snorkel and free dive with dolphins in the open ocean. We're going to search for them just a few miles offshore, but before we do, let's learn a bit about our subject. The Atlantic Spotted Dolphin makes its home in most of the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean, usually keeping within 100 miles of shore. Adults grow up to 6 or 7 feet long and are typically gray and white. Many but not all individuals have mottled spots on their backs and bellies. Most importantly to us, Atlantic Spotted Dolphins tend to be very interactive and friendly when they encounter humans. As we head out to sea, it's a good idea to visualize the shots we'd like to achieve. This helps us to make decisions in the water about where to be positioned when the dolphins appear. For example, maybe you want a portrait of 1 or 2 dolphins up close, or maybe you want a wider action shot of a pod. Our goal today is to come home with just one portfolio-worthy shot, but I'll be happy with even a few high-quality runners-up. The first thing we need to do is actually find the dolphins. This afternoon, we've been searching for only about 10 minutes, and we found our first pair. The good news is that they seem to be staying nearby, so we're going to quietly slip into the water and see if they want to play. We need to be careful not to splash or swim too aggressively. That will simply chase them off and there's no way we'll be able to keep up. Instead, we'll approach from the side and try to get that close-up portrait shot. Now that we've got our close-up portrait, let's go see if we can find a larger group. One of the well-known rules of composition in photography is called the rule of odds. It states that when you photograph a group of subjects, framing an odd number is more interesting and visually appealing than an even number of subjects. Of course, this rule is broken all the time and for many reasons. For our next shot, we're going to try to capture some action. Dolphins are very active and often in motion, but it's difficult to actually show their movement in a still photo, unless we get a shot of them leaping out of the water. With land-based mammals and birds, it's much easier to show movement by capturing gestures. Here's an example. It's quite obvious that this polar bear is walking, or that this bald eagle is in flight. With dolphins, it's more difficult because they're streamlined and they seem to rocket through the water effortlessly. So let's see what we can do. Got it. Here we're using the dolphin's attitude or positioning to imply movement. It's apparent from their symmetry and angle that they're in a synchronous dive. I'm pretty happy with the way this image turned out. If you've watched my other underwater videos, you know we often include strobes with our camera to provide artificial light. Today we're leaving the strobes on the boat, and there are 3 reasons. First, we need to be streamlined. Strobes add a lot of drag and will slow us down. Second, we're shooting at the surface where there's a lot of natural light, so we don't really need them. Third, we risk scaring the dolphins with flash. For lens choice, I recommend a wide-angle zoom. Mine is a 16 to 35mm. Fisheye is okay, but only works when the dolphins are right up in your face for close-ups. For our camera settings, we should be in manual mode and have to anticipate that playful dolphins move very quickly. Try a shutter speed of at least 1/200 and adjust as needed. You can also shoot in shutter priority or sports mode if you prefer. The most common mistake I see is when photographers get into the water unprepared. When the dolphins show up, things happen very quickly and you'll miss the shot if you're not ready to go. Another mistake is to use a shutter speed that is too slow. Remember, these are fast animals. A slow shutter means an image that is not sharp. It is possible to get too close, which can lead to cropping mistakes. In these examples, we've blown the shot by cutting off part of the dolphin. For our last shot, we might consider including a swimmer in our photo, especially when there's good interaction with the dolphins. A person also adds a measure of scale and helps us to judge distance. The key when including a person is that their form be pleasing. We also want to see separation of our subjects. It makes for a much cleaner scene. It's no surprise that the best human subjects are experienced in the water. Well, we've had some great encounters, and I think we have a winner. I hope you've enjoyed our extreme snorkeling adventure, and we'll see you in the next one.